small town of Glenwood was normally quiet and uneventful. But late one autumn night, a brilliant streak of light flashed across the sky before crashing loudly in the surrounding forest. Chief Brody was the first on the scene. He cautiously approached the bizarre, smoking craft, half buried amongst the trees. Suddenly, a hatch opened with a hiss, and a strange creature emerged. It slowly stepped into the moonlight on 8 spindly legs. The alien had glowing violet skin, large oval eyes on stalks, and a small mouth surrounded by tendrils. It appeared dazed and wary. Brody drew his weapon, but then lowered it. Something told him this creature meant no harm. "I am Chief Brody. Are you all right?" he asked gently. The alien nodded silently while examining its damaged ship. It let out a series of clicks and whistles. "Can you understand me? Do you need help?" Brody continued. The alien tapped a device on its uniform as it generated a strange, modulated voice. "I require repairs. Please provide me shelter and I will not disrupt your society." Against his better judgment, Brody agreed to discreetly harbor the alien while it fixed its ship. He hoped he wouldn't regret this decision. Over the next few weeks, the alien swiftly repaired its craft, hidden within Brody's barn. But the alien, who told Brody its name was Zorak 7, seemed hesitant to leave. It became fascinated with human life after scanning television signals. When Brody came to check its progress, Zorak clicked excitedly and showed him interfaces displaying news, sitcoms, and how-to videos. "Your species manages primitive technology, yet retains ingenuity. I wish to learn more." Brody chuckled. "Well, you've got lots left to experience here, but it's risky with all the people around during the day." Zorak's large oval eyes lit up. "Then I shall adapt to share in your culture. I will require a human disguise and vocation." Brody reluctantly helped Zorak create a realistic human disguise, outfitted with synthetic skin, hair, and clothing. Zorak chose the name Zach and decided to pursue a tech support job to understand human computers. After acing the interview with his advanced knowledge, Zach started at Cortex Tech Support. Nobody suspected his true origins, and Zach reveled in solving problems and blending in. At first, Zach flourished in tech support using his advanced alien knowledge. But soon, the limitations of his disguise became apparent. Strange occurrences started happening on calls. When Zach got frustrated, his human vocal disguiser would briefly fail, exposing his bizarre alien voice. The webcam filter hiding his true alien features also sometimes glitched. These weird moments confused his human clients. Zach's managers grew concerned about his erratic behavior jeopardizing company image. They put him on probation, requiring him to act perfectly normal. Zach tried his best, but struggled to consistently maintain a flawless human persona. His alien tendencies kept inadvertently slipping through. The stress of hiding his identity was overwhelming. His alien knowledge allowed him to expertly repair all devices. But one fateful day, an angry customer named Karen demanded a refund for her defective SmartPal phone. Zach calmly explained it was damaged by her dropping it in the pool, voided the warranty. Karen refused to accept responsibility. During her endless tirade, Zach's holographic disguise glitched. She shrieked in horror, seeing his true alien form with bulbous black eyes and razor-sharp teeth. Police swarmed in and captured Zach. Under bright lights at the station, they interrogated him for hours about his infiltration. Frustrated by their incessant badgering, Zach lost control. He broke free of his restraints and ate 3 officers, feasting on them. The taste of fresh human awakened a vicious hunger within Zach. He passed through the remaining officers and crashed through the ceiling to escape. The beast within now unleashed, Zach sought more. He rampaged through the city, sinking his teeth into anything he could find. SWAT teams fired endlessly at the hulking creature, but the bullets only enraged Zach further. His alien physiology mutated rapidly to incorporate the unique nutrients within meat. Zach grew taller, sprouted thick-spiked armor, and developed corrosive sulfuric acid saliva. Eating only strengthened his power. Empowered by his feasting, Zach continued evolving rapidly. His body swelled enormously, sprouting dense armor plating, spikes, and pulsing muscles feeding on the massive nutrient intake. Towering high above buildings, Zach stomped through cities, scooping up hundreds of fleeing humans at a time into his cavernous mouths. Missiles and tanks had no effect on the behemoth, but the more the beast consumed, the hungrier it became. Zach needed a bigger feeding ground. He plunged into the ocean, his body adapting instantly to the crushing pressure. Rows of bioluminescent angler fish teeth lit Zach's path to the murky depths as he consumed schools of whale and kraken alike. This only fueled Zach's growth further. He emerged from the seas a mountainous leviathan. Zach blotted out the sun as he crept onto land, blanketing cities in his shadow. Skyscrapers were reduced to crumbs between his monstrous jaws. Frustrated by the meager scattered pockets of humankind, Zach developed biological seismic transmitters and plunged them into fault lines across the globe. Within minutes, he induced massive quakes, splitting entire continents open to reveal the human settlements burrowed deep underground. Zach released a bellowing laugh that cracked mountain ranges and warped gravity as he sucked the exposed hidden cities into his ravenous gullet like ants. But even liquefying billions more humans could not satisfy Zach's cosmic hunger. Zach's body ruptured violently, expelling liquefied human remains as he continued mutating. A vivid glowing membrane enveloped him as colossal wings with the reach of states unfurled from his back. Zach took flight and breached the upper atmosphere. From this vantage, the last remnants of humanity were helplessly exposed. Zach could see the thermal signatures of every living soul scattered across the land and sea. He dove down and swept them up like crumbs into his gaping jaws, entire coastlines emptying into his throat with each pass. Still unsatisfied, Zach turned his attention skyward. His telescopic vision revealed secret colonies on the Moon, Mars, and distant space stations. Zach's wings propelled him into orbit as his body adapted instantly to the freezing vacuum. He crushed orbiting satellites to dust on his way to intercepting the fleeing space arcs. Like a hawk among sparrows, Zach shredded the arcs, feasting on the spilled floating astronauts before they could suffocate. Zach grew larger with each consumed vessel, dwarfing planets and wrapping his spiked tendrils around moons to slowly crush them to cosmic dust. But even after consuming every last human in the solar system, Zach only grew more ravenous. He spread his membranous wings impossibly wider and propelled himself light years across the universe in moments, following the scattered energy signatures of far-flung human colonies. Entire civilizations were snuffed out instantly by Zach's arrival, leaving only desolate planets in his insatiable wake. His body now engulfed the size of suns. Zach continued fed and moving relentlessly through the cosmos in search of more human morsels. At long last, after eons of unrelenting hunger, Zach finally detected the last pocket of humanity cowering at the edge of the known universe. He pursued them, his monstrous frame bursting through dimensions, shattering celestial bodies like glass. This meager group of humans had accepted their annihilation, knowing Zach was coming. As Zach loomed over them like a snarling galaxy, they shouted their last defiant cries of humanity. Unfazed, Zach drew the entire group into his throat simultaneously with a snap. He clenched his mammoth fists triumphantly in the darkness, having finally consumed every last human in existence.